I just might be in your hood.
Fuck out of here, man. You dumbass niggas. You niggas is silly out here trying to look cute and shit, man.
I
Don't
just
play, man.
might
This
be
shit's
in your
serious, bro. Niggas wanna come and talk to me about all this dumb shit. Nigga ain't trying to...
What's going on, YouTube? Little folk checking in, man. Coming at you live. Start another day, man. Dealing with this traffic, all this construction, man. I just can't wait until they finish this stuff up, really, man, because the construction really just put a hinder on, travelers everywhere, really. And then half the time these construction zones, there's not even workers in them. It just be cones sitting out there. Don't you hate that when there's this cone sitting out there and the road ain't tore up or anything, it's drivable, and it'll block a lane for like 10 miles. We know what state we're talking about. I don't even gotta tell you what state does that. But, that's not where I'm at now. Where I'm at now is, down here in the sunny state of Peach, you know what I mean? But today, I'll talk to you about the truth about leasing with Dart. I actually have a subscriber that was telling me about lease purchase and what he did his last company. Now, I don't know the whole story as far as, based off the information he gave me, it wasn't a new truck, so unless he's running a team. But other than that, he plans on coming to Dart. And I really have a back and forth with him like that, but this is a shout out to, him, Daniel Garcia, paying attention to my comments whenever I get them. So basically, if you go to Dart, you got three choices. You got company, you got lease, and you got, owner operator, of course. It's an all van company. They don't got reefers or containers or, flatbed or none of that stuff. But we do have over the road, which they only go as far as I-35 is what they'll tell you. But, since I've been with Dart, it's been as far as Denver, Colorado, Cheyenne, Wyoming, El Paso, Texas, Albuquerque, New Mexico. So that's as far as I've been with Dart. And that really happens in the spring and summer months. Not so much the fall and winter, and that's probably because of the tire chain laws out there out west. So, let's go back to, I don't know what he's doing or what anybody really does when they start Dart, but I'm just going to talk specifically about lease purchase, because I did lease purchase with Dart, and this is what I did, and I'll tell you the information on my truck and all that stuff. So basically, when I started at Dart, I was talking with somebody over the phone, I guess a recruiter, and I actually got in contact with Highway Sales, that deals with the leasing, and every week they have different sets of trucks. So whatever you pick this Friday, and the next Friday it would be two different sets of trucks, and they got 4 different centers that they have trucks sitting at. I'm not sure if you'll ever pick one up fresh from the dealership or not. I have no idea. But depending on what truck you pick as a lease purchase, whether you want a Cascadia or you want a Kenworth T680 or a Volvo 780, which I think is hard to get because I only seen maybe 3 of them so far. I don't really see too many Volvo 780s that are brand new. They got the older Volvos. See a couple of them. Those are kind of common. They're probably the cheapest truck is that, and then they have the, did I cover all of them? Yeah, that's pretty much it. If you see any other truck outside of that, it's probably an owner-operator's truck. So, they got anything from, I think the oldest I've seen was maybe a 12 or 13 now. I'm not so sure. It might be more like a 14 or 15. It would be the oldest trucks you can choose, and there would be the cheaper payments. So, your new truck, depending on whether it's a Kenworth, a Cascadia, or a Volvo, will probably start out at $2,400 a month for just the truck payment. but it can get down as low as 1,500 maybe. And that's if you get the older Volvo trucks, you know, you might get that kind of a payment. So they break it down. How they do it, they break it down into 30-day payments. So they would take, like my exact thing was my truck that I had at the time was a 15 Cascadia. It had 110,000 miles on it, and they was charging me $21.90 a month for the truck. If you watch any of my previous videos, you notice I had a video and I showed some of the trucks, kind of give y'all some examples. And then as far as the Cascadias, the older ones, the 15 and 14s, are typically stripped down naked. They have no side fairings. They have no extra features whatsoever. It's all basic stuff in the truck. The Cascadias have one fuel tank. All of them do. I haven't seen one Cascadia there with 2 fuel tanks yet. So they're 150 gallon tanks, and they're on the driver's side. The Kenworths has 2 75 gallon tanks, and I'm not sure about the Volvos either, because I've never gotten up close to one of those Volvos yet. I parked next to one, checking out from a shipper, but I didn't ever look around it. It was a female driver in that. She was driving the Volvo, and she was by herself. I believe they do have team for people who might be interested in team, and I know they want trainers. So they actually asked me to train back when I was doing lease purchase, and I was considering it, but I like my space too much. And now if I do it now, I use my top bunk for other stuff. You know, I got my system up there, I got my plastic bin and clothes and stuff. You know, I like my own space. So yeah, $21.90. So they basically broke that down to like $547 a week taken out. So it was basically like $72 a day or something like that. Now you can do the math. Like I said, it's been a while since I did a lease purchase, so you can do the math if you want to. But you pretty much get the idea. I know it's $547 a week. So you divide that by 7, you get my daily expenses. They charge you Saturday and Sundays. That's not excluded. So the thing about lease purchases, if you do decide to do a lease purchase and say you want to go home, however long you stay home, your deductions don't stop. Now, your truck payment does not stop. So you're getting, if you have to pay $65 a day, you stay home for 3 days, you know what I'm saying? You're paying, you know, $195 just for being home, having your truck parked. But the good thing about the lease purchase is your other deductions do stop. So if your tires ain't moving, you know, they charge you by the mile to put in your maintenance account, so they're not taking out your maintenance account, so like that. Your truck is sitting still, they only charge you for the truck, the insurance, and then like, you know, your people net and I don't know if they charge you for the free pass now or not. So you got other little small deductions in there as well, occupational and stuff like that. I just looked at mine. Mine looks different than these purchasing company drivers because I have my own truck. So keep that in mind if you go home. So it is not that bad, you know what I'm saying? I was going home and taking off 4 or 5 days, and you know, yeah, I might be, you know, $375 down in a hole, but you know, my first run is usually my makeup run. So whatever I come out of home with, you know, I don't get paid the empty miles from coming out of home. The loaded miles, that first check, you know, I try to fill 50 gallons and try to get that back into the green. So when I do them, so I get back to my my positive income as fast as I can. Depending on when you start, you got to check to see if they got sign-on bonus. They did when I started. The sign-on bonus really cushioned the blow the first 6 months. Because when I go home and they was paying, you know, give me like an extra $500 a month, that shit really did help because I can go home. That's basically saying you can go home for 1 week each month for the first 6 months. You ain't got to worry about it. It's not until after 6 months you done did the lease purchase for is when you take the full envelope of all the deductions. They're going to be with you the first 30 days and check on you, make sure everything is good. You're going to be, you know, all your loads will be coming like butter, you know what I'm saying? like I said, the first dispatcher you get is a temporary dispatcher. It's not going to be a permanent one. Now, if your temporary dispatcher chooses to keep you with them, that's up to them. Or you can ask or whatever, but then when you get your assigned a permanent dispatcher after the 30 days or 90 days, then yeah, that's when you need to start building a relationship, get used to communication. I prefer emailing my dispatcher over sending anything over that PeopleNet system or saying anything over the phone. Believe you me, it's much better to send an email to your dispatcher because they do respond fast, and if they don't, you got to document it, timestamp it when you send stuff. So if you tell them something important like I'm not going to make it, or my time is different, or I got this issue or that issue, you send it to them and they say, oh, we didn't know that happened. Hey, I got an email right here and I re-forward it right back to you to let you know that's the time and date I sent that email. It covers your butt every time. And then if you ever have something that needs to get forwarded, like I had an issue when safety wanted to put me on hold for not doing my monthly maintenance report, which if you're an owner operator, you have to turn your monthly maintenance reports in every month. Even if you don't get nothing done to the truck, which is kind of shocking unless you got a brand new truck. They will put you on safety hold until you turn that junk in. You know what I'm saying? And email helps. So let's say you took a picture of your monthly maintenance report and you wanted to send it to safety. I will always send it to my dispatcher as well. Why? Because I know they got it. I always know they got it. If I send it to my dispatcher and send it to safety, we can't sit there and come back to me and talk about, well, did you ever send your monthly maintenance report into safety? I'd be like, yeah. And they said, well, when did you send it? I don't have to worry about that conversation. I sent it to you and I sent it to safety. So if you got it, they got it. Because the first thing you'll do, you look at it, you might forward it to them again from your email address. I don't know what they do, but I know it helps a lot. I can't stand when people like this be carpooling, but it helps a lot. So as far as the lease purchase, I think they have a grace period for when you can turn your truck in. I believe it is 90 days. So let's say you do lease purchase, you do it for 90 days, and on the 87th day you feel like lease purchase ain't for you, and you either want to quit DART or you want to go as a company driver, or you might get your own truck. Stress that enough. You know what I'm saying? You can turn your lease purchase truck back in and hit no penalty whatsoever. Now, if you're over that 90 days, let's say 180 days later you turn your truck in, or even 120 days you turn your truck in, I'm going to tell you this, and I want you to listen to me real close, viewers. Real close. If you turn your truck in, get it DOT inspected by a DART facility before you turn it in. Thank me later. I didn't do it, and when you don't do it, it seems like they find all kind of stuff wrong with your truck. All of a sudden, you can turn your truck in the same way you got it, and all you did was maybe 2 oil changes because you only had it for 4 months, and turn it in. They'll find, $2,000-$3,000 worth of problems with that truck. You be like, I only, drove, I only had a truck for like 4 months. Now, if DART's watching this, don't get mad at me, because that's exactly what has happened. And I've talked to more drivers, and we're talking from our experiences. So this is my personal experience. Everybody's different. I didn't know with me, I didn't do that. They found all these problems with it, and there was nothing wrong with my truck. I took care of my truck. I got all the maintenance reports done, and most of the stuff I got done, I had to go through their highway sales to get the approval for them to take it out of my maintenance account. So they had to approve the kind of stuff I got done on my truck. So they saw everything I done on my truck. That's why they don't have to do monthly maintenance reports. It's because you going through a maintenance account to them to get most of your stuff fixed, if not all your stuff fixed. Now you come out of pocket and do stuff out of your own, but why would you do that? If you got $5,000 in your maintenance account and you paying, your PM is like $350, why would you pay that out of your pocket and not use your maintenance account? Man, I used to hell of that maintenance account. Think I'm lying. I kept my maintenance account low. I kept it low. I think the only reason it got up to $4,000 before I turned my truck back in, it was because there was nothing I really had to fix. Like I said, I don't know what the heck they fixed, but I had nothing brought to my attention unless they were just replacing wear and tear parts like brakes and tires and stuff. But I never had no problem with stopping, or the tires was DOT legal. So like I said, make sure you get a DOT check before you turn the truck in, if that's what you happen to do. You can always go back to a company driver and do that. And I know a couple people that have done that too, and they like it better. And some people claim they make more as a company driver than lease purchase. But that all depends on how you feel, how you drive, which you only can go 65, 67 miles an hour because they got speed limiters on those lease purchase trucks. And you know how you idle, because you're going to idle because none of these trucks have APUs. You would be really 1 in 100 driver to get a truck with an APU, and if it had it, it's because somebody went ahead and put it on there. They don't stop you from putting an APU on the truck if you want to. So you find a truck with an APU on it and it's a lease purchase, you get lucky like that, you better keep it. You know what I'm saying? Help with the idling. Now the Cascadians have optimized idle, and that's why they're usually the pick of choice for, you know, a lot of lease purchase guys to get, because you're not idling for 10 hours when you sleep like you will be in a Kenworth or a Volvo. Well, I don't know if Volvo has it or not either. But Cascadians, it cuts on and off depending on how you set the thermostat in the back of the bunk. So that really helps out in the hotter months. And then all the trucks got bunk heaters. So in the winter months, you can turn the bunk heater on and it'll keep you warm. So keep that noted. And then I believe all the trucks came with inverters. As far as refrigerators, my Cascadia did not come with a refrigerator. I wasn't going to buy one. I could have put an aftermarket one in there for like $500-600 in Kentucky. Trucker fridge. You know what I'm saying? They get you right. I've done it before, but you know, I already knew that I was going to keep that truck. So I didn't bother, you know, getting no expense. I go buy a $100 cooler, plug it into a 12-volt outlet before I buy a fridge or a truck I'm not going to keep. So, as far as you working as a lease purchase driver, you do get a lot of learning experiences. There is some upsides to this, people. You get some learning. So first, you get a 1099. If you plan on buying your own truck, you're getting that 1099 on your history. You need that. The second thing is you learn field discounts for DART. You know what I'm saying? Where to fill at, how to manage your field. I've been doing really well with that. APU or not. You know, lease purchase, I was still doing well with that. Just know how to fill your truck. You know what I'm saying? Don't fill up every time you stop. Don't stop multiple times, and don't nickel a dime to fill 50 gallons here, 50 gallons there, 50 gallons there. It is a certain way you do it. If you, and you know, the thing that would help more if you knew you was going, if you knew your next load was going on a current load you're doing, you would know not to fill up on your current load, but just get enough to get to your next load, and then you can fill up on your next load. Sometimes it just depends, and I be trying to get on like that. I hate when I have to sit all day after delivering the load. I have to wait for a load to come in, and then come to find out that load route is cheaper than the route I was just on. Now I have a full tank or 3/4 of a tank, and I could have saved 5, 10, 15 cents per gallon on the next fuel route. I mean, this is small stuff I pay attention to. So, the loads, man, the loads, they have light loads. They got a lot of middleweight loads, but they do got that heavy. They do got that heavy. I have loads up to 45, 46, 47, 48,000 pounds that I've actually did. They actually sent me, they actually sent me a 50,000 pound load one time. I'm not gonna say who it is and where it was. That was really for a local driver. Now the good thing about their trucks, their lease purchase truck, is that they're lightweight tractors. They actually strip them down and cut off the excess weight so you can haul those heavier loads. So with the truck that I had, I might have picked up a 48,000 pound load, but on the scale, I was only 70.75. I'm like, 48,000 pounds, 70.75, how the hell? Man, they chop off some of those weight on them tractors. You know what I'm saying? My truck here now ain't a lightweight tractor. I got the full fairings, I got the full fuel tanks, I got an APU on the back, I got a fridge, you know, I got a bigger engine. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff in this truck. So I'm not carrying that. I ain't carrying no 48,000 pound load. And I tell them, and if you're an owner operator, you have to be able to carry 45.5. That is one of their requirements. And your tractor can't weigh over 20,000 pounds with the tanks full bobtail, with your gear in here, with your clothes and stuff in here. can't weigh over 20,000 pounds. And when you start, they are going to actually scale your truck with full tanks and then bring back the scale ticket, the permits, in order to get your registration and your plates. So do keep that as a note. I'm not going to go on too long about this, but that's generally the idea you should expect as a lease purchase truck. And their lease purchase trucks, I meant to say, go up to 66 months. So $21.90 times 66 months, do the math. Now their cheaper trucks might go up to 48, could go up to 60. I'm not entirely sure. I'm only going off of my experience. Do note that. Now the cats that go in there, like this now, current year, they'll say, oh man, I want that new 18 Cascadia, or I want that 17 Cascadia or Kenworth. Be careful. Be real careful. Be very mindful. And then also, you can always start off on a cheap truck, try it for 3 months, and then do a swap lease. You can actually turn that lease truck in, and then you can get a newer truck, a different truck to lease. You'll change your payments, and then the maintenance, the money you got in your maintenance account, say you got $3,000 in your maintenance, they're going to use it to fix that cheap truck. Wherever you got left, they're going to roll it over to your new truck. That's vice versa. So if you got a new truck, you got $3,000 in there, they're going to use what they got to use to fix it. And whatever truck you pick that's used, they roll over to the used truck. So they do got that as an option. I mean, me personally, when I came up to that scenario about swapping trucks, because I really didn't like the one I had, I bought this one. It was just that kind of scenario. So other than that, y'all, I'm gonna get back to this. Thanks for tuning in. Little fella, check it out.